The contents of this video are reminiscent of real events, but certain aspects have been exaggerated for educational purposes. References to the First Amendment are the original work of the Founding Fathers and do not reflect the beliefs or positions of individuals involved with this production. This film is qualitatively fictitious, and any similarities to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Freedom of the press is a phrase fraught with moral ambiguity. Never was this more true than in the infamous case of the Pubescent Reaper, a vicious murderer who attacked a young preteen named Pablo as he played Pokemon one chilly morning. The Reaper's trial was fraught with controversy over the media's right to disseminate information to the public, and it is here that our story begins. After the death of Pablo Olbop, the Pubescent Reaper was taken to trial. The victim's family hoped to secure a conviction that would put her away for the rest of her life, but this might not be as simple as it appears. Judge Willie, the justice in charge of the proceedings, issued a gag order forcing the media to limit their publications on the details of the trial, claiming that he was protecting the rights of the defendant.
In the interest of protecting the rights of the individuals, I am hereby instituting a gag order on the Anderson versus Washington case. No members of the media will be allowed to produce any article related to this case. I have taken this step to ensure that the defendant, as a citizen of the United States of America, receives a fair and impartial trial. I ask that the media officials, as well as the general public, extend their understanding and behave with the decorum that our judicial system requires.
Judge Willie's gag order initiated a furious outcry from media officials everywhere. Foremost among them was a publication company headed by Mr. Ting.
You called me into your office, Mr. Ting?
What happened to that article I wanted you to publish?
Which one, sir?
The one regarding the Anderson versus Washington case.
I couldn't publish it, sir.
What do you mean?
Judge Willie placed a gag order on the case. I can't publish any news related to the trial. It'll supposedly compromise the defendant's right to a fair trial.
Roseanne, are you stupid?
Excuse me, sir?
Don't you know your First Amendment rights? Freedom of the press? Haven't you heard of the Nebraska Press Association versus Stuart case? In 1976, the Supreme Court ruled that a judge's gag order violated the freedom of the press.
I've never heard of that case, sir.
Judge Stuart, who was overseeing a murder case, restrained members of the press from publishing confessions made by the accused to the police. He felt that it was necessary to guarantee a fair trial for the accused. However, the court ruled that Stuart's gag order did violate freedom of the press.
After this, Roseanne knew what she had to do. She brought Judge Willie to court.
Your Honor, I must protest the gag order you issued on the Anderson v. Washington case. This is oppressive.
I derive no joy from limiting the people's access to information. But in this case, the pun is intended, brah. The rights of the defendant require a gag order.
You do realize that the defendant is a psychopathic murderer.
That is absolutely irrelevant. And in the last capital case in which the rights of the defendant were at risk, gag order was also issued.
That was the 1967 Nebraska Press Association case, and that gag order was overturned. This is a constitutional issue.
Exactly, and individual civil rights.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press.
You're playing a dangerous game, young lady.
Let's see if Judge Judy agrees.
Despite the heated protests of Judge Willie, Judge Judy agreed that gag orders infringed upon the freedom of the press as guaranteed by the First Amendment. Roseanne then published an article informing the public of the details of the Anderson versus Washington case, which concluded with the conviction of the notorious Pubescent Reaper. Pablo can finally rest peacefully in his grave, now that his killer is serving life and Roseanne's career, as well as the liberty of the media, continues to thrive.
This is man. Are you recording?
No. I'm sorry, I was recording.
In this case, pun is some tennis, bro.
Wait.
Right.
Yeet, 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 yeet. Yeet.
Lo siento.